What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, right? So, have you ever met a wingnut? A wingnut is normally a person who's a like a super conservative, super liberal, bringing their politics everywhere they go. Everything's got to be about their political view and ideology, right? So, I'm at work yesterday, and I wound up running into a friend of mine who I ain't seen in a while I was at work. So we're having a conversation, just catching up. And out of the blue, guy gets out of his car, walks up to us, and then starts, what do you think if they lock up Fauci and Bill Gates and we da 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 da, and then I bet you they'll find a cure just like that. And we're like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's all right. My homeboy said, yeah, anything's possible. And then we just get back to our conversation. And I find it very weird that, you know, when it comes to politics, it's kind of like WWE or, Jehovah's Witnesses coming to your door just, out of the blue, or people who are like super sports fans, but they don't know how to cut it off. Like just common sense norms, manners go out the window. I remember going to a retirement party for one of my coworkers, and it was in a Mexican restaurant, and we were just, sending them off, having a good time or whatever. And one of my coworkers' husband was just watching Fox. This is when Obama was the president. And all of a sudden, just out of the blue, he just wants to have this conversation about me and crime and what about Chicago? But he had no idea that I grew up on the west side of Chicago. So he's talking about Chicago. I'm like, that's not actually how it goes. And he's trying to, it's like this and it's like this and it's like that. And I was like, no, it's not. You got some things right, you got some things wrong, but that's not what it. And how would you know? What about Chicago? I said, because I grew up there. And then all of a sudden it was the Fox News talking points. I was like, hey man, the news network that you watched ain't even in Chicago. Like the people you're watching talking about it don't live in the city, and they probably haven't lived in the city. So you're just talking out the side of your neck. And it was kind of ruining the dinner because he was on this racial thing, and it's pretty much everybody of every race there. So, and I was the youngest one there, so he made a beeline for me with this bull. And I got a coworker who's I want to say he's a conservative, a Republican, and he was one of those people that, what about race? But he was a Hispanic guy. He was a Mexican guy. And then when he saw that in real time, he was like, look, man, and that's my coworker. He's like, I'm paying for your meal, because I used to get on him because he was a LeBron James fan, and of course, Michael Jordan all day. So it was like a shock to his system to see somebody just automatically do that. And the funny thing about the story was, people were just throwing back old stories of this, that, and third. After we have this story, and he comes to me about all this race baiting stuff, one of our coworkers talk about another one of the coworkers who's there, who's an older black man, how he got pulled over in all work gear and work truck because somebody thought he was stealing it because he was black. And then the guy's face he just froze. Like it was like it was crazy to him. And the thing about this political stuff is, a lot of times people get so deep into politics they don't live in reality, and they make up stuff to justify whatever their ideology is. And to me, it's stupid, because policy is policy, ideology is ideology, your politics is your politics. But You become crazy when you walk up to strangers in public and talk to people that you don't know about things and you've never talked to before. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the first person that only two people who've ever done that, but it's kind of weird um, that people would get that comfortable, and then they wonder why people get cussed out, because some people think that some of these instances where people wind up getting into altercations, they don't think about that some people bring their politics into public, kind of like when I was younger, I used to go to the grocery store, Walmart, and used to be these white guys asking me for drugs or asking me to buy entertainment equipment off of the back of a truck for a good deal. And it's like, if y'all don't get y'all disrespectful, undercover cop wanna fakes, out of here, nobody does that. But they had this history of doing that more and more. And it's like, but their political ideology or their subconscious racial ideology gets in the way of common sense. And when you're dealing with these people, you want to get away, you're like, man, hey, man, go live your life. I learned to ignore them, just like me and my homeboy ignored him. But you can just see the glaze in his eyes. Like, people look like they got CTE or they punch drunk. The glaze in their eyes is just out of reality, man. So if you haven't met a wingnut before, trust me, you will. You will. Same thing when, if you do the liberal thing. People come to you, they have the whole garb on, and you're like, oh, I'm finna get one of these speeches about progressivism and blah, blah, blah. Look, man, I just came to order some wings. I don't want to talk about this. Just stupid stuff. But just know, the more the country goes downhill financially, the more you're going to get this, But like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch you on the next one. Peace.